I did.
All right, no worries. Hold on. When you hear the theme song, we'll get going.
Okay.
I thought we were already on. Well, I guess we were on, but we're doing another show.
And now, the most trusted name in radio, serving the Treasure Coast for over 30 years, Rhett Palmer, the mayor of the airwaves.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
Sorry.
Well,
Wayne and Garth.
I'm very excited to have this couple on our show today, and they are business partners, I presume.
Yes.
Okay.
We are exclusively business partners.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And you have a beautiful studio in Vero Beach, Florida, recording studio. Matter of fact, you're in that studio right now.
Yes.
And the exciting news is you've been on my show in the past, of course, and Manny has some exciting news. If you love the Beatles, they're going to do this show twice. Oh, what's the young lady's name next to you?
Lou Wilkin.
Lou Lukin. Hi, Lou Lukin.
Wilkin.
Lou Wilkin.
Happy to be here.
Hey,
yes.
how you doing?
Good. It's lovely to meet you, Red, and happy to be here on the show.
And you're a multi-instrumentalist. So how many instruments, well, maybe not how many, maybe because you have to go accounting, but what instruments do you play?
I am primarily a vocalist. I also play piano and guitar and bass, the clave,
Some percussion.
the egg.
The egg.
The egg.
The egg is
Arguably my most important instrument.
It's important to have good egg and good cowbell, right?
That's right.
That's right. We do need a cowbell.
Cowbell. More cowbell.
There you go.
I got fever.
But Manny, it's great to be talking to you too, and I'm excited about this. There's a little twist on this. You're going to be doing the Beatles, and is this going to be an inside concert at Riverside Theater?
Yes, it'll be on the Waxlack stage.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And is it a show that has a story, or is it the songs, or exactly what's going to take place here?
So it's not a narrative. There isn't a through line in the sense of there are no characters or anything like that. The stories are individual anecdotes, behind the scenes stories about the Beatles, some of my personal experiences growing up, going back and forth to Brazil and discovering the music there, and how I discovered the Beatles music, when it first came out. So, and also we're going to delve into a little bit of the sort of how they make the sausage, how this music is actually made, and what technically ties them together. What is happening harmonically, and where you can see the influences that the Beatles had on the Brazilian composers, and the influence the Brazilian composers had on the Beatles. These were two genres that were worldwide sensations and couldn't help but influence each other.
Just last night I was watching a short video of Paul talking about the song Yesterday, and it was quite amazing that this melody came to him in the night. And he went by Mr. Martin and all these other people and John and said, "Have you ever heard of this before? It sounds too good. It must be a classic that I must have heard." And they said no. And I guess this lady was cooking up some scrambled eggs where he was the mother of the household, and he was with his girlfriend or something. So he originally called it scrambled eggs. Oh, I like to eat those scrambled eggs.
Those scrambled eggs. Oh, my baby, how I love your legs.
That's it. So this. So you'll be telling stories like this.
Yeah, there is so many stories like that about the Beatles and their process of composition and how these things came about. And it's really fun to share these things with the audience, because you can see the sort of recognition that they get, that when they're suddenly enlightened by what it is that makes this particular song or moment in a particular song give them goosebumps or elicit an emotion in them. What is that? How does that happen? And so it's really fun for me to be able to share that. And we do it through a multimedia type of presentation. So there will be a lot of projections that we'll have as a backdrop, and lighting, etc. It's a fun show. It's a feast for the senses, Rhett.
You're intended to walk into the space and sort of enter a different atmosphere and leave behind whatever you are at the door and just be there.
Yeah.
Be along for the journey.
Oh, you're muted. You're muted, Rhett.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. So Thursday, you're going to have two shows. One is Thursday, September 25th at 6:30 and 8:30. There'll be two shows that night at 6:30, and that's September 25th, Thursday. Also, another two shows, so it's a total of four shows. Thursday, October 9th at 6:30 p.m., 8:30 p.m. And that, of course, is going to be at the Waxlax Theater at the Riverside Theater. Now, what I do recommend, folks, is seating capacity is limited. These will be sold out. So get your tickets now if you're a Beatle fan or you know somebody who is a Beatle fan. What a great idea. How about a pre-Christmas gift of saying, I'm going to take you somewhere and surprise you with a special event. And what's really nice is I can tell by talking to both of you that that this is an act of love, obviously.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And it's really, we have a really sort of serendipitous thing that happened, given the fact that, Lou and I are, separated by decades. We're two different generations. I remember when the Beatles came out. She's, in her 20s, and so is discovering it now. And what happens is, for people of our generation, I can relate to them in a nostalgic way, whereas for the people of the younger generation, they relate to it through Lou in a way of discovery for the first time, which is really wonderful.
And I think something that's been really special about working on this between the two of us is there will be moments where I will discover something for the first time, and it will elicit the same reaction in me that it did in Manny years ago. And so it's really beautiful, and it goes to show that the music really is timeless.
It's
not about a generation, it's about a sound, it's a movement. It's not connected to a certain group of people. It's genuinely for everyone.
It touches your humanity, and it does, not only through the one genre or the other, the two genres, the Beatles music and the Brazilian music. Brazilian music is so rich harmonically and rhythmically and melodically. And a lot of people go, well, I don't really know Brazilian music. And then I'll start playing the song.
Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking.
Of course.
Passes each one, she passes go. Can you imagine writing one song like that in a lifetime? Oh, my word.
I got a call, Rhett, about, at least 10 years ago from a guy named Tom Vinciguerra from the New York Times. He said he was calling because he was doing an article for the Wall Street Journal at that time in about Girl from Ipanema and its 50th anniversary. And he wanted to know, as a Brazilian American musician, music director, etc., what my opinion was on why was this song 50 years later still this iconic, worldwide, famous song. And people of all walks of life know this song and love the song and move by it. It's honestly, I think music has a degree of sorcery to it. Paul talks about this too. Paul McCartney says it doesn't even have to have lyrics. When music is beautifully composed, it'll bring a tear to your eye and you don't even know why. And so we've picked, out of these two extremely deep repertoires, the Beatles repertoire and the Brazilian catalog of music, which is so rich, the best songs from these two genres and curated them together into this show that just takes you on this little journey from New York to London to Rio de Janeiro. And we show that also in the pictures and the projections that we put up.
What are you calling the show?
Beatles and Bossa.
Beatles and the Bossa. Because I think
just Beatles and Bossa.
because I think the fact that maybe it needs a subtitle saying what I'm thinking, because I'm a marketing guy, saying, stories that will something about the stories, because the fact that you're going to be telling these stories,
Yeah.
it adds such the reason Van Gogh sells for $90 million is because we know the backstory. The guy sold no paintings in his lifetime.
Right.
The guy, if he sold one painting, he may have sold one to his brother. He cut off his ear because he fell in love with a prostitute that did not reciprocate the love. So the backstory, and now as we've gotten older, Manny, and I'm older than you, is the fact that I scrutinize people, and I see. So the other day, I saw a video from Paul McCartney inviting people. He says, "Hey, I love you, and I know you love me." He's looking into the screen, and it's funny because that's what I was feeling. He's old enough now in his 80s that there's no more, prideful hiding who you really are, whatever. We all admit now he's that we do love him. He's a great, great talent. But Manny, but what amazes me is his humility. I noticed that when I was in the room with Ringo too, I immediately knew why they had God's favor. If you look at pictures of them, they were all three not real big, tall guys. They were moderate. And I think that modesty helped them have humility. And that's why they had great self-deprecating humor. I mean, who has that kind of humor, self-deprecating humor like John Lennon at 22? And now Paul, the guy has humility. And I have noticed in my 32 years of being on the radio, the most successful people, there's certain things. They read a lot, but they have a thread of humility.
Yeah.
And, I'm critical of myself. If I'd had more humility when I was younger, I think I'd be further along. But that's just my own personal judgment on myself. But it amazes me, McCartney's humility. Do you pick up on that too, Manny?
I do, very much so. A quick story about that is there was a guy who befriended them. I think he was maybe a part-time journalist or something. And he got to hang out with the Beatles, at their height of Beatlemania. And he said one of the things that he noticed about them is no matter where they were, in a restaurant, in some fancy, I don't know, White House thing or whatever it might be, that they never treated anybody like we're Beatles and you're not.
Yeah.
They never did that.
How do you get that? Wait a second. How do you get that humility
I think,
so young?
If I may, I think this is arguably an essential ingredient to the Beatles' success, because what it is calling upon is their recognition that this music that they're working with has this magic, that they in some way are the conduits of the music that needs to arise at this time,
to be in the world.
Well,
they also I'm sorry, Rhett, they just along these lines, they also, when they met Elvis, and you may have heard this story, they came away and they said they kind of felt sorry for him because it was just him. And he was surrounded by all these fans and all, but nobody knew what he was going through. They had each other.
Yes.
They knew each other from the time they were 15 years old. So whenever and Paul says this too, whenever one of them became, got a little too haughty or whatever in the world, the other ones would look at it and go, "Hey, it's me. I know. What are you doing? Cut it out."
It amazes me, because I like you, being an aficionado, and Lou, you know what this is about, because you've played Carnegie Hall.
Yeah, I've been fortunate
and other places, and so how did you end up in Vero Beach, from Carnegie Hall to Vero Beach? How did that happen?
Well, I was in a professional choir for most of my childhood, and then went to I studied music at the University of Virginia, and that really is where my pursuit of music was solidified, and I knew that it's what I needed to do. And after college, it's you work your butt off for 4 years and you want to take a bit of time. And so I ended up coming down here to take a break, and I just worked a serving job for a little bit. And there was one day I met one of the general managers of a club down here, and I was invited to the club to see a performer there that night, and that performer was Manny.
Manny.
Yeah. And that's how we met. They
yeah.
literally said, you know, we want you two to meet, and we did, and we didn't do much that day. We sang a tune or two, but there was something there, and sometimes I think we're pulled in the direction that we're supposed to go, whether we are even fully aware of it or not. And there's just this impulse. There's this sort of,
Current.
this subconscious sort of pull that will take you in a direction.
Well, you're doing something totally unique. You're doing something totally unique, and this could be something that thank God for Riverside Theater and seeing your talents and wanting you to do this there. Could you see if there might be a real audience for this nationally to take it around to different places?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. And I'll take this moment to say the same. We're super grateful to Riverside Theater, to John Moses over there, who agrees with us that this is something that people will enjoy and will bring a lot of joy to those who are exposed to it. And Alan Cornell, of course, the longtime artistic director there, and John Moses now is taking a more of a role there, and we're super grateful to them, and Oscar and everybody over there who has given us this opportunity to do a fully realized version of the show. I've done the show as a solo act, believe it or not, just me on a stool with a guitar and a microphone, and people just, Rhett, it's just from the first time I've done it, it just lands, and even people who come because of the Beatles and don't really know that much about Brazilian music, by the time they leave, they're singing along with the tunes because they know more than they think about Brazilian music, because it's in the world. It has been and always will be. It's just infectious music,
Well, it's very exciting. I'm very excited for you guys. Maybe you could just give us, I know you don't have a list right in front of you, but what are some of the songs that you're going to be talking about performing?
I happen to have a little book right here, which has every song the Beatles has ever recorded. It's over 1,000 pages. It's 230 something songs.
We've spent an intimate amount of time.
We've gone through every single song to pick which ones they're going to be. And just before we go to that, Rhett, as far as your comment, a national audience, we're already we're already in negotiations and ready actually to close on a show at the Kravis Center in January.
Great.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this definitely is something we believe will
the
have,
same show.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have
Man, this is going to be great. I'll be able to say I knew you when.
You're coming. I hope you'll come to all of them, Rhett.
Now, listen, no $4,000 for the front row, though, right?
No, don't worry. We'll get you a golden circle. So let's see. I wish we could show you. We have the show on the wall. A lot of times when you do a show or you're doing a movie or you're putting something together, you take index cards and you'll put them up in the order and you start moving them around to try to create, and we have them on the wall over here. So just looking down, the show opens with, well, we don't want to give too much away, but let's just say.
Yeah, I can see. Lou is saying right now, hold on, don't give it all away.
Yeah,
I understand the element of surprise.
Don't pull back the curtain.
But you know what I do like? Yeah, it's true. You know what I do like though? Like I like going into a fancy restaurant. You know why? Because I realize somewhere that morning, somebody's right now. Somebody's at some restaurant at 6 a.m. They're slicing, they're dicing, they're prepping, they're cooking. You guys have been working on this for months now.
Oh, yeah.
A long time. And in some ways, a lifetime. I mean, Lou's been at Carnegie Hall and other places. Mandy, you've traveled around the world and this has been your profession. So for me to walk in for an hour and a half is really like, it's just like an indulgence. It's almost like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a luxury to be able to do that. And I want people to appreciate your whole lives have gone into this. And this could, the culmination of everything you've studied. And who, Manny, in our generation, who doesn't absolutely love the Beatles? I don't think you're going to. The only problem with you two doing these 4 shows at the Riverside Theater is that people who are being privy to getting this information, like we're live now on Facebook, and we're being Zoomed and all this other stuff, and we're on the Vero's Voice app, blah blah.
Wait, people are looking at this right now?
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna put some pants on.
Yeah. Well, I won't stand up because you don't want to see me in my underwear, right? No, I'm
Who needs underwear? Really?
I do have my pants on. I'm only kidding.
Well, Rhett, I want to say that's very kind of you to speak so highly of the show, and I think, at least from my own perspective, more than anything, I want to share this personally because it's fun. You know what we do, us working together. Yes, we're working hours and hours and hours, and believe me, there's some very good night's sleep taking place.
Yeah, at the end of the day,
the end of the day,
it's nonstop. It's from the minute we get up till we go to sleep. I mean, we have to force ourselves to take a break to go outside and breathe some air and get some sun because it's nonstop.
Well, it's just like you shouldn't eat food that's made from somebody who doesn't love to cook, because that kind of food will make you sick. And when somebody puts this kind of effort and energy into something, it's just, people need to realize. That's why I'm bringing it up, because I want them to.
Very kind of you. I appreciate that very much for that. You call that out. Thank you.
And also, after I do see the show, I'd like to invite you guys back before you do the Kravitz. We'll do maybe another interview. I'll be back down in Florida. Maybe you'll come into the studio, or I could come to your studio.
Either way, both.
Either way,
Yes,
both.
And do a future show. Now, once again, we're running out of time for today. But what are the dates again?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lou.
September 25th and October 9th, both days at 6:30 and 8:30 p.m.
2 different shows.
2 different shows.
Okay, I mean, it's the same show, but I mean 2 different times, so you can go. Yeah,
correct.
Yeah.
So, and if they want information, of course, the easiest thing to say is, instead of writing everything down, is just go to the riversidetheater.com, right?
And look for Beatles and Bossa.
Yeah.
And you're right that tickets are selling. They're selling.
Oh,
already.
yeah.
Yeah, the front rows on some of the shows are sold already. And
let me tell you.
And it'll be a popular show. So yeah, go ahead and get your tickets. As far as what songs, Brett?
Yeah.
Well,
Ask me
why is one of them.
That's it.
Girl from Ipanema is another one. Yesterday and Girl from Ipanema are 2 of the most recorded songs of all time. Believe it or not.
Isn't it amazing? I mean, that came to him in his sleep. I don't know this. Did you know the backstory behind Ipanema?
Yeah, it was.
Well, no, don't tell me now. Tell me on
the All right, fair. I'll tell you at the show.
Now, listen. If people want to get in touch with you personally, though, they can check you out on the riversidetheater.com.
Yes.
But they want to send you an email or anything. How can anybody watching this or viewing this, because this will be out for quite a while, and you'll be getting it'll grow in numbers. What is an address where people can find out more about you guys or contact you?
So through our website, www.beatlesandbossa.com, and spelled out.
So you spell it out, Beatles and
Bossa. Yes.
Bossa.
Like Bossa, like the Bossa Nova.
Yes, like the Bossa Nova. On there, we have access to all of our ticket links. We have information about myself, about Manny. There's also, you can access his other website, New Deco Orchestra, through there.
Wonderful.
And all of the information can be found there. And if you want to reach out to us, on that front page, there's a contact sheet where you can put your name and your number if you'd like, your email, a message if you'd like to ask specific questions, and we'd
Great.
We'll put you on our database.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, Manny, nice to see you again. Lou, nice to meet you. I look forward to meeting you face to face, both. I won't say good luck, because in show business, I have to say break a leg.
Thank you. Appreciate it very much, Rhett. It's a real pleasure to see you again, and hope to see you again soon.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I think you were going to hit a home run with this, without a doubt.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
All right. Bless you both.
And you as well. Bye.
Have a great day.
Take care.
Bye now.
Okay, bye-bye.